Yes, Asoli. As all of you know by now, I tend to post very controversial videos, and I am not shy about expressing my beliefs. But I also respect the views of others, so I always post the title and the description of the video so that if you don't want to watch something on the death penalty, abortion, euthanasia, sterilization, whatever, you don't have to. Unfortunately, not everyone is as considerate, and not just on YouTube, but in real life. At least on YouTube, you can hit the browser's back button. But imagine this scenario, which unfortunately is true. A mother in Texas took her 14-year-old son to a haunted house for Halloween. She expected it to be the normal thrills and chills like ghosts and zombies and ghouls and whatnot. What she discovered was a reenactment of an abortion and a suicide. The abortion wasn't even medically proper, nor was it vague suggestions. No, they had this woman on a gurney, and these two nurses were pretending to take gunk out of her vagina and throw it on the floor. The actor who was playing suicide, again, they didn't go into detail with this, but I'm assuming it was also extremely graphic. It was run by a right-wing church, and neither that fact nor the exhibits were explained in the ticket. So she thought that it was safe to take her child to see this haunted house. Now, this is wrong on so many levels that I don't even know where to begin, okay? First of all, this is a child. He's 14. What if he was younger than that? How do you explain that to a baby? To a 6-year-old? To a 10-year-old? Okay? Now, what happens if the mother really did have an abortion? Maybe she was sick and she couldn't take care of the child. Maybe she was a teenager. Maybe she was raped and she had to have an abortion. And of course you'd want to put that behind her. Is it right to force her to view something like that? Oh yeah, I forgot the best part. The pastor who hosts this thing, called Hellhouse by the way, said she couldn't leave for safety reasons. So now picture, and I don't know if this, I hope that this wasn't true, but picture a family with someone who, or it could be maybe the mother or the father, whoever was there, had a child who committed suicide. Okay? What about that? What about bringing up all those memories of losing your child or of having to go through an abortion without any warning? You know, if they would have said something like, you know, Christian morals or values or something, that would somewhat give an idea. Okay, or even just to describe, you know, this is to talk about the sins of the flesh and whatever, you'd still get an idea. But to subject innocent people to something like this, and I don't care if it happens every day, and I don't care if you consider this wrong, or if you consider fetuses to be people. You know what? You don't have the right to shove your views down children's throats and parents' throats. What if it was a grandfather who was taking his little grandson, and he had a heart attack? What if it was a conservative family who never discussed things like that, and now they had to explain to their child what was going on? There is no excuse for this. There is a big difference between sharing your views, whether at church, whether at some kind of a lecture hall, whatever, and in doing this. And also, the same goes for the people who harass these women who are having an abortion at clinics. And they tell them all sorts of horrifying things like you're going to go to hell, or you have to watch this video, and they go in and they start talking to these women. Don't you think that they thought about it? Okay, maybe there is one out of hundreds who's a whack job and just said, oh, I'm just going to kill it, who cares? Okay, but don't you think that most of these women suffer when they have to give up, whether, like me, you consider it a fetus, or whether you consider it a baby? You don't even know why they're doing it. What if the woman was raped? What if she had a tubal so that she would never have children and she had an ectopic pregnancy? You don't know that. You just go off and you start spouting your garbage to them in the clinic where they're supposed to be safe. You want to do this bullshit? You do it in your church. You do it at a lecture hall. You have a scholarly meeting. You have a fundraiser, whatever. You don't take innocent children into a holiday that's supposed to be for fun and enjoyment and turn it into something that's a nightmare that'll probably traumatize them for the rest of their lives. That's all I have to say on that. Needless to say, I am not happy. And if I get any bashing comments, I don't care if you disagree, that's normal, I'm fine with that. But if I get any of that bullshit, I'm deleting it. This is disgusting. And I think that those people should be prosecuted at the very least. And that the people who were forced to endure this should sue them for psychological trauma. Thank you.